positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I would like to gift my book, The Golden Key, Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance to you at goldenkey.gift, where you can get the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD at checkout.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome. Welcome one and all. I am ever so grateful that you have joined me today on what is always another magical today. Are you feeling the magic of today? I think today is feeling a little bit more magical than it has in the last couple weeks or so. I feel like that Pisces full moon that we just had was a doozy. It was quite emotional for me, I have to say. And speaking of all of the emotions, I want to talk about feelings today. So often in our lives, first of all, we come to experience these feelings. And then we get here and these feelings aren't as easy as we thought they would be. They're not as gamey or fun or enjoyable as we thought they would be from the other side. They're actually really difficult, and we're not as strong as maybe we thought we were from the other side. We thought, oh yeah, I can handle that. No problem. That'll be easy. But here in the human being consciousness, in this reality, it is not as easy as it seems from that side. But we come here to experience these feelings and to feel these feelings. So many times we want to push these feelings away because they're hard, because they're difficult, because we don't like them. And when these things happen to us in our life, all of the things that happen to us, none of us get out of here without things happening to us. And we have these feelings associated with these things. And the feelings that we don't like, a lot of times we will push them down, shove them aside, ignore them, say things like, oh, it's normal to feel that way, and then brush it off. But we can't actually brush it off. We think we can consciously brush it off, but it doesn't actually get brushed off. It just goes deeper into our system. Harder to remember, harder to understand, because we didn't want to feel the feeling. Feeling the feeling is our key to the truth. The feeling will tell us what our truth is. The feeling never lies. And so why do we ignore our feelings? Our conscious mind is so good at being the devil, being the bully, being the one who is just battling the angel on our shoulder. So good at telling us, oh, you don't need to worry about that. Brush that aside. Let's move along. Let's not worry about that. You don't want to get hurt again. The bully is so good at telling us that we are not powerful enough, that we can't feel these things because we're not strong enough. Whatever it is, the bully is always there trying to contradict what our inner being knows. And the thing is, as a human, that conscious side, the conscious mind, the monkey mind, that devil side, that bully is the one that's the loudest and the one that we think is the right one. It never is. This logical, analytical side of our brain, the one that just rolls around in hamster wheels in our mind, thinking and thinking, that is not the side that we get the answers from. We get the answers from our intuition, and our intuition speaks to us in so many different ways, and our feelings are one of those ways. It is one of the biggest ways that is something that we cannot deny. When something feels a certain way, we can't deny it. For example, when I take people into a QHHT session and I take them through another life experience, the feelings that they have while going through this other life experience are undeniable. After this session, of course, people always think they made it up. That's a normal thing. But the feeling, you cannot make up that type of feeling. It's almost impossible to make yourself cry over something that you just made up in your head. It's almost impossible. So that feeling doesn't lie to you. That feeling is what tells you it's real. And so the feeling is what we should be paying attention to, because the feeling is what's pointing us in the right direction. This is not something that we should be pushing to the side. Every time we have a feeling, regardless of the feeling, good, bad, indifferent, sit in that feeling, experience that feeling. That is exactly what we are meant to do here in our lives. Now, sometimes when we have those really hard feelings, those tough emotions, those ones we don't want to feel. We don't really want to sit in it. We want to do something else to take our mind off of it. But sitting in those feelings, feeling those feelings, and allowing them to run through us, to run their course, is the best way that we can actually get over those feelings. Time really does heal all wounds, but just depends on how big that wound is. Some wounds take a little time and some wounds take a lot of time. But we can all move through these feelings as opposed to stuffing them. They are meant for us to experience and to learn from. And that's a really, really, really big point. What are we learning? That's the whole reason, another reason why we're here, to be learning from these experiences. And so ask yourself, what have I learned? When I felt this way, what did I learn? Where did that come up again in my life? Where is there a pattern here that I can see in my relationships? Have I felt this way in other ways, in other relationships, at other times in my life? And where is that pattern? And how do I feel about this feeling? And do I want to stay in this feeling, or do I want to move along and feel a different feeling? And here's the thing with that. We can't move along from it unless we actually feel it. Because if we're not feeling it, we're stuffing it and we're going to experience it again, and we're going to see it in those patterns in our lives. And so we get to choose. Do we want to live in grief and in woe, or do we want to bring in the joy into our lives? Because we can all do that with our focus, with our mind, by sitting in intention to bring those thoughts, those intentions into our lives, and to see those events, those experiences, those feelings that we've had from a different perspective, and to gain the wisdom from that moving forward so that we can move on and feel new feelings, different feelings, and experience new things to learn new things. These feelings are what's teaching us. We don't get to feel these feelings on the spirit realm, in the spirit realm. We don't necessarily have the ability to understand what it's like to feel separate. And so therefore we don't feel jealousy, we don't feel hate, we don't feel anger, because we know it's all love, we know it's all peace and harmony. And so these feelings don't exist except for love and peace, and that's wonderful, but we don't learn a whole lot from them. And so we choose to come into this beautiful earth school so we can learn all of these emotions, all of our limitations, and how to work with these energies, how to manipulate these energies. And what does that mean? That means how to focus your thought. We can decide to focus our thought in one direction or another. Anytime we are really down in the dumps and we feel like we just can't get ourselves out of the hole, oftentimes, spend a good time there feeling that. I know for myself, when I feel that, I like to sit in it for a little bit, and I don't like to do anything. I just want to be in it. And then when I'm over it, when I don't want to feel like this anymore, then I meditate and I allow myself to just get quiet and imagine. And I breathe and I imagine all of this sparkly, loving energy coming through me, that is shining out of me, all of the things. And after doing this, inevitably, you feel better, because the focus has been on the love, has been on the light, has been on that aspect of yourself. And this simple act of breathing and imagining, what this actually does is quiets that bully on our shoulder, quiets that devil from throwing stones at us in our pit. Because if we don't choose to focus on something else, choose to just change our perspective for a moment, then that bully is going to have a heyday throwing rocks at us until we decide to climb ourselves out of the pit in a different way. And we can do this easily in meditation. It's like we're sitting in a pit, but all of a sudden the sun comes out and the rays start beaming down upon us, and the angels start singing that have come out, and we've recognized that they're there on our shoulder, and we can feel that warm love that is always there, because that bully that's been throwing stones at us, it got quiet for a second. This world can get really, really tough when we're not quieting that bully, and when we're not listening to our feelings, when we're shoving them away. What we're doing is we're kind of throwing stones at ourselves and piling them up inside ourselves, making ourselves heavy and dense. So often when I do a session with people, what the higher self says after they've done a lot of healing and emotional release and they've understood the things that they came to understand, how are they going to feel, I ask, after this? The answer is always one word, and that word is lighter. They are always going to feel lighter because that heavy weight has been removed, that heavy, dense stone that we've stored in our body of that feeling we didn't want to feel. It's so easy to release these feelings once we take a good look. All we got to do is take a good look. Ripping the Band-Aid off is not as hard as it seems. It's a lot harder to let those stones pile up or to let that wound fester underneath that icky old dirty Band-Aid. That's exactly what happens metaphorically in our energy system. It just gets sticky and mucky and heavy. And is that the way we want our energy system to be? Absolutely not. We came here to shine our bright, crystally light. And so we need to feel our feelings and choose to sit in the feelings of love and light and in unity with all that there is, with the Creator, with nature, with every single one of us here. Now, I want to tell you another thing that's been coming through in sessions about feelings. The higher self is very adamant that what we need to do here on the earth is to feel things. It's this experiment that they've been trying with us, it's been going on for so long that they just don't know what to do with us anymore. They've tried everything. They've brought in volunteers. They've done so much over the millennia. And we still are stuck. We're still heavy. We're still not getting it. And they are getting a little frustrated. And so what they want us to know now is the feelings. And so what they're trying to impart on us is to feel the feelings. And not only that, but to help us feel the feelings. And so now we've seen a big resurgence of psychedelics, because with psychedelics, we have an opportunity to feel the feeling of what it is like to go and be one with everything, one with nature, one with source. It's really easy to take a psychedelic and to feel that way. And once you feel that way and you understand that that's the reality, that is a game changer. And this is what they want for all of us, not for all of us to do psychedelics, but to have this experience of this unity, of this love. And this experience you can get either through psychedelics or you can get in a QHHT session, in a trance session like this, in a meditation even. The psychedelics are like a straight shot, like a, a slingshot. And then the QHHT is a guided help, which makes it a whole lot easier to move into this type of state. But when you meditate every single day, you can do this for yourself. It's actually really easy once you understand and experience it and know, because you've been practicing, you can do this for yourself every single day. So when we all, as a collective, when we all start to feel what it feels like to be in one, in unison with the all, with the earth, with each and every one of us here, we're not going to fight anymore, are we? And so we all need to feel that. And so our jobs here as light workers and light bringers and beacons of light is to help people to feel that. Because when they can feel that, then that is when the world changes. And so whether you need a psychedelic or a QHHT session, or you can do it for yourself in meditation, whatever it is, feeling that feeling is the key. And a good example of this is a higher self told me once that when the extraterrestrials actually come and land where we can see them and we're like, hey, look, there they are, no one is going to be afraid. And why are people not going to be afraid? because we will feel the immense peace and love that they are emanating. Because that feeling is so undeniable that fear will not be able to creep its way in. It just won't even be a thought because that intense feeling of peace and love is so present. And so that fear component that is being attempted out there in the media right now, it's total BS because first of all, there's no one coming that means to harm us. If anybody meant us any harm at all, that would have happened a long time ago. We just have a lot of people who want to help us. And these people are like our most amazing parents, grandparents, ancestors, star family, and all they want is the best for us. And so imagine your familial line who loves you so, so much, wanting the best for you, coming down all at once and appearing, and you feel that feeling of love and peace from those beings. That's what it's going to feel like for us. That feeling, again, undeniable. The feeling is what we can trust. The feeling is what we pay attention to. And the feeling is what guides us along our path. I think that's it for me today, everyone. I love you all so much. I'm going to leave you with a G-Love and Special Sauce song, and I cannot believe that I haven't played G-Love and Special Sauce, considering I grew up listening to them in the bars when I was in college in Philadelphia. So this is one of my favorite bands, actually, from back in the day. And so I thought a little hometown G-Love and Special Sauce, honor and harmony. Until next time, I love you all.
Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3. No need to pull some weight around, but then I ain't gonna sit here like a clown and just wait around. Oh, no. I'm taking what I earned to be taken, and you know that you only get stronger when your heart is aching. Oh, Lord. But me, I had enough of waiting around for some red tape. You know, it's just a fake, and I said it's a big mistake. And we're all human, so there's no need to be taking it. With some honor and harmony, we'll surely be making it. Just a little honor and harmony, yeah. Just a little bit of honor and harmony, yeah. Come on now. Watch out, we choose to be our tactics in an age of computer toxins. Oh, no. When in this new era to come, we shall be organized and not supervised. From a physical to the spiritual, all our workings will be so critical. Our offense and mental will soar. You know that this ornamental shall be so pure. And we won't sweat the expense in the new millennium. We are raising through the fall, helping a healing God. The next awakening is you. And we're all human, there's no reason to be taking it. Some honor and harmony, we'll surely be making it. With a little honor and harmony, yeah. A little bit of honor and harmony, yeah. Come on now. Stand toe to toe awakening is you. The next awakening is you. The next awakening is you. The next awakening